Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and welcome to today's video. Today we are in a different location. I'm sure you can tell. And I'm wearing a bikini and having coffee with the heater on. Live. I'm in a bikini is because I actually wanted to wear a bikini today, but what happened was Hillcrest decided it's going to rain. Hillcrest decided, because I was going to take a video by the pool. Like when we were booking this, I had a vision. I'll try and show you pictures of it, but I can't even go outside and take a video because it is raining. Oh, it's actually better now, but I'll try and see if I can actually get a video. If I can, I'll then give you a tour of the place. But I think I did take a video of the place inside when we got here yesterday. I'm not sure if the footage is going to be fitting for here. But anyways, such a nice place in Hillcrest, Sibsons Sibsons House or something. I'll link it below. Do book with them. It's black owned. So anyways, back to this video. Let's speak about mental health. This week, not just this week, but the past 2 weeks, there has been a spike in speaking about mental health after a tragedy of Ricky one of the big artists in, is it kwaito or hip hop? I was not. Honestly, I'm being honest here. I didn't know his music, but I did know of him. He was King Godin. I knew him for his clothing and his good looks. That's what I mostly knew him of, and I appreciated from him. And the fact that he was never in any drama, so maybe that's why that's why I do not even know much from him. So, which is a good thing to have. It's good to actually not be involved in all the craziness of this world. Be that as it may, he took his own life, and it's sad. And when you go back to his music, because after that I then started going back to his music, started going back to his interviews, and I realized how much that I need to speak up. I speak about it in my writing, but I've never done a sit down video and told you guys of my depression and told you guys of how I was depressed the past 2 years. The past 2 years have been really difficult for me. Candidate attorney for 2 full years, as required by the Legal Practice Council and the Legal Practice Act. I completed them last month, and to say I was pushing myself since January, which in January I only had 6 weeks left before the end of my contract, but to get out of bed, to get myself to take a bath, to get myself to put on clothes was so difficult because of how I felt, and which led me into even leaving the place after. On the last day, I spoke to my uncle in December during the holidays. I told him that I want to come back to work with him. I used to work with him when I was in varsity. And I said, can I please come back to work until a time that I get a job? And because I was realizing and seeing how much of my mental health has been affected by being there. And yes, I had my issues before, but this added onto it. Reason why I was depressed mostly was because I had a lot of work to do with little, or should I say no money, no monetary value coming from it. I was seeing how when you look at your life and you look at the lives of others who are yes, unfortunately, that's what causes a lot of our depression. You look at yourself and you look at people, your peers in the same industry, in the same year, that are thriving, and you wonder if you start having imposter syndrome. That's what I actually suffered from. I didn't want people to know that I'm a lawyer. If I walk into a room, somebody introduces me as a lawyer, I'm like, oh my God, because I now need to show up as an attorney or as a candidate attorney, because every other candidate attorney is able to be seen that you candidate attorney. I, candidate attorney, cannot even afford to buy myself a good suit every other time, because I couldn't. And that added into my depression. If I needed to do my hair, I needed to weigh in on Uguti. Am I doing my hair, or am I doing or am I buying shoes that I need this month? Am I doing my hair, or am I paying for gym? Things like that. And I was like, wow. And that in the past 2 years influenced most of my depression. To go back a bit, when I was in high school, I think it was grade 8 or 9, that's when I go back now and realize I didn't understand it at that point, but I had so much depression that I ended up in hospital because I tried to take my own life. Yeah, I know I probably have never written or spoken about that before, but yeah, my uncle knows, my late dad knows about that incident, because I ended up in hospital. Well, not hospital, a pool. It is a clinic, Kamashu, because I fainted. And it was not one attempt. It was, I think, 3 or 4 attempts in the same week. Because I was afraid. I'm still very afraid of dying. But depression kept on. It is a mental illness that kept on saying, it will be better if you're not here. And at that point, I cannot point to what was the cause of it, what made me to be so depressed at 14. Honestly, cannot diagnose myself, because I didn't get a diagnosis for depression. At that point, everyone was just upset at me, because when they found out, they didn't know how to deal with it, so they became angry. Like, it was a whole drama, and I was like, oh, so we get angry when somebody does this. Never doing it again. So I never did it again. Fast forward to varsity. There again, I had depression mixed with anxiety. I was anxious around social settings, anxious around so many things, that I was so anxious that I'm like, thereafter I ended up in hospital to deal with the anxiety, because it then now started to form a lot of panic attacks, which ended up showing themselves as something like tremors. So that's my depression story. That's how I've battled with depression in the past few years, and that's how everything has happened in the past few years. What does mental health look like? A lot of people say, but this person was fine. This person had a lot of money. This person had finished their degree and got articles. Why are you depressed? Well, I'm depressed because I don't know why I'm depressed, but I'm struggling to get out of bed to go to the job that I got. Maybe depression feels like being successful, having everything, because I have a degree, I've finished my articles, I've written some of my boards and passed them. And the moment that I failed one, I started feeling not worthy of actually being an attorney. That in Jan, when I had an oral, I sabotaged the whole thing. I didn't pass. You have to look at my self-sabotage blog. I'll link it down below, where I speak about how depression makes you feel not worthy. The moment something goes wrong, you go back to the corner and say, maybe I'm not even worthy of this. How did I treat my depression? And treated it through, I cannot say that it's fully healed, because just now I feel like an imposter when because I work in a different company now where I'm not practicing law per se, because I'm just giving advice on legal matters and also dealing with other production stuff besides the administrative and productive stuff, besides the practice work that I've been doing the past 2 years. I sort of feel like an imposter when somebody asks me, oh, so what are you? I'm like, I don't want to say I'm a lawyer. So that's a sort of not feeling worthy of saying that I'm actually a lawyer. I deserve to be here because I'm a lawyer. So that's what's going on. So the final questions, what are my plans going forward? What I've been doing the past month in order to deal with imposter syndrome, to deal with the feeling of feeling depressed, is to actually get up, get ready, and push through doing work. If it means pushing through studying, which is something that I want to continually push myself to do this week, I have to do because I'm writing on the 15th, is to push through studying, push through writing, push through everything and as much as I can, because I deserve the things that I want from life. And the moment that I don't give myself that's what anxiety, that's what depression and mental health takes from us. It takes from us the things that we want and then comes back to us and says, ha, you didn't get this. So that's what, for me, that's what happens in my life. I always get the feeling of, but I want this. I've been looking for this. I've been wanting to actually get into legal advisory. When I was speaking of what I want to do with my degree, I'll always say, I don't want to stay in practice, but I want to go work in a corporate environment or whichever environment, give advice and call it a day. Now that I'm having that, I feel like I'm not supposed to be there. If I get a further opportunity which is bigger in the same setting, how am I going to deal with that then? When I was praying for articles, I prayed to get articles immediately after graduating. Didn't have a graduation, by the way. COVID. After graduating, the moment that I got the articles, I started questioning my abilities, and I'd be afraid to do certain stuff until obviously a time that I had to step up because I realized that how good I am. Advice will I give the 14-year-old who wanted their lives to end, the 18-year-old who didn't understand what was happening to her body because of anxiety and depression, the 24-year-old, 24-year-old who suffered from a lot of panic attacks because of not knowing much and because of not feeling worthy, because of feeling stuck, basically feeling depressed. What would I say to them? I think I'd say it gets better. I think I'd say life is hard. Life is really hard. Life is not easy, but also life is worthy of living. Life will be amazing. Just put in the work, put your head down and put in the work. You have so many opportunities that you need to pursue. You have so many talents that you need to use. I would say put in the work. Somebody will recognize it. Don't be afraid to put yourself up there. You are worthy. You are worthy of all the things that you want from life. You want to get that car. You want to get that house. You want to get that husband. You want to get that house. You want to get that life. You deserve them, and you work so hard and you're going to get them. But right now, life is worthy of living. Right now, You can't get all of that without you being here to see it, without you being here to live it. So live your life, babe. This is the entrance. Look at how cute this road is. So pretty now. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.